Ohio gozaimasu. It is Monday, June 9, 2014 at approximately 3:50 a.m. And I am doing today another edition of Pillow Talk. This is the blog that's done to talk about people, relationships, and all kinds of things. And sometimes it borders on moment of truth. I think it's going to be doing that today, but it kind of ties in on the circumstances of what's going on. I've got a blacklist that's starting to develop, and I've got to the point recently where some things have happened that I'm going to start blacklisting people. I've kind of pseudo-blacklisted people, and it's kind of the type of thing where I might not want to have anything to do with them anymore, or I'm not going to talk with them, I'm not going to associate with them, or if they say something, I'm going to be very kind of low-key, which I really don't want to have anything to do with them. So it's kind of like pushing them off to the side. You are of no use to me in my life. I don't find what you do is honorable. I don't think that you're necessarily a good person. I don't believe they're necessarily a bad person, but they're not really contributing to good things, especially if they do something that's bad towards me, and then they expect me to be their friend. There's something that happened recently that's kind of brought me to that thought, and I've been kind of dealing with it. I really hate it, and I like to talk about love. I like to talk about good stuff, but you have to understand along with good comes bad, and without one you don't have the other. There's somebody who dented my car recently, and it's a very beautiful car. I'm glad that I made the video. It's not very, very bad, but I'm not here to determine whether it's very bad or not very bad, because I'm giving too much credit to the person who actually did this thing. They park their car over the line, they take up 2 spaces, maybe 1.5 spaces, maybe they put 1 tire on the line, maybe we put it a quarter beyond the line, but anyway, when people have to park in the place where I live, it takes up extra space that somebody can't park there. And then you have a bunch of people that kind of lead to their own interpretation as to where they're going to park. And when there's a lot of people that park in the area, which we do have from time to time, you have to park in the grass or park in the street or whatever. Usually you park in the grass because it's kind of off-street parking, but it's something that's become a trend with this individual. And I parked next to them, and apparently I was too close, but I was within the lines, or they weren't happy, but they parked in such a way where they didn't want anybody parking next to them. I parked next to them, maybe they were unhappy about it, I was too close, blah, blah, blah. But what they did, when they left that morning, Friday morning, I came home from my Thursday, apparently they opened the door, and they slammed it into the side of my car. So I have a dent. It's like, well, okay, you want me to validate that you're parking your car and you really don't care, so you're going to take up a spot and a half or 2 spaces and say, that's okay. And then they're going to get pissed off at me for parking in a spot within the lines and claim that I'm too close and they don't like it, so they're going to open the door and slam it and put a permanent dent into my car. I'm not going to give credit to this individual. They've lived in that place for pretty much as long as I have. Alright, I've known them for years. Could call them a friend. I'm not going to call them a friend anymore. Want to see the evidence? Well, you can look at it. I'll show you it right now. Now, mind you, I'm not going to determine whether it's good or not. It's a bad thing or whatever. Whether it's that noticeable. But there's the dent right here. Okay? It's noticeable in the sunlight. It follows along the crease of the car. It's not a pretty thing, but it is noticeable in the sunlight. I'm not going to say, hey, it's not that bad. Maybe it's okay. Maybe I can shrug it off. No. If it was like an accident, sometimes it's a windy day, whatever, okay, I can understand things happen. But when someone viciously does that, and they had no reason to do that, that was the passenger side of their car next to the passenger side of my car. They had plenty of space to get into their vehicle from the driver's side. And they do open that automatically and slam into it. It's a very malicious thing. They had paint, it was black paint on the side of my car that I noticed. I scratched it off to look and say, how bad is this thing? Kind of freaked me out. But they know that I like my car. They know I like a nice car. If they are parking their vehicle in such a way that they don't want dents on it and blah, 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 then they shouldn't go and dent other people's cars, because it will give more gumption for somebody to go out and do the same thing to their car. I'm pretty upset about this. I have to vent, and that's why I'm going to put in this. In the Boston area, sometimes you have things that happen. Eastern Massachusetts on a whole. Usually, it might happen by accident. Sometimes people are vicious on the roads at cutting people off. But this just takes the cake. I mean, if it was somebody just in the parking lot, I'd say, all right, there you go. I don't know you. I don't know where you live. I don't have your phone number. I don't know where your apartment is in that building. It's offering more anonymity. But if somebody intentionally does this and expect me not to know about it, and I know about it, and they live in the building, I have their phone number, I have their email, I know where they live, and I live at the same place and I've been there for a long time and I'm not moving out just yet, takes the cake. So I'm making my policy not to talk to this person anymore. I could name names, I could put phone number out here, I could give people a way of contacting them and say, hey, look, you're really a son of a gun, a son of a bee, or an effing hole for doing such a thing. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Do they know that somebody can pose some kind of legal things into this? I mean, it's not very hard to do. Find out what their insurance company is, contact them, file a claim, blah, 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 blah. You know, I've had somebody hit my car in the past. Not this one, another car. And they waited. They waited in the parking lot for me until I walked up to it, okay? This is somebody from work, okay? And they were asking, whose car is this? And blah, 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 blah. Got the information. They even called the police and had it taken out. But this person, absolutely no respect. So my policy is, well, what do? This is the caveman mentality, okay? They get upset and they do something physical, blah, blah, blah. Not even thinking, they don't care, this is the way you settle things, fine, okay. It deserves a caveman solution by which I would really want to go and take a hammer and slam to their car. But I don't think I'm going to do that. God, I'm upset. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to creep down so low as that. I could, but I'm not. I'm going to let it take its course, whatever. I'm going to find a way where I can kind of fix that thing, even though it's small or big or whatever it may be. There's a way you can pop dents, but I don't want to get too irritated about it. When you have people that live in the same building as you, it's a delicate situation. You need that place to live. You live in that place. What I'm going to do is I could slight them. It's very much a Japanese way to do that. I do partly intend to do that, but I think on a whole, my best thing is to try to find a way to let go of this on the inside, which it really seriously bothers me. I think the best policy is just ignore them. Just ignore them and blow them off. They are going to, at some time, say hi, blah, 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 address me by my name, and expect me to say hello. I am going to just walk by. I'm not going to do that anymore. You know, I'm not going to talk to them. I'm not going to have anything. I'm just going to blow them off. The woman who lives on the first floor of the building parks a car, like, off, taking spaces like that, so you might take 2 spaces like that. That woman is a pig in the bathroom. She leaves a puddle on the floor. So the news and the business of that one, which was the girl next door, I'm not going to date. And there's probably like a ton of people based on gossip and stuff that I've actually heard. It's not just picking up stuff out of the air. We're probably going to blacklist and not talk to them because I'm just sick and tired of it. Now people could say, well, you live in like a busy metro area, city area, and you're going to have stuff like that all the time, and it's going to bother you. Well, sometimes you have resources in that place. It's a nice place to live just because the people are poo, and they, you know, that you have to move out. That's going to be a reason. No, I'm not going to move out of that place. It's always been like that. It's always going to be that way. It's not really going to change. I kind of wish it would. You just kind of have to build up a thick skin to this. I really like to be, would be like amiable with people. I don't see eye to eye with everybody, and there's probably very few people that I would date. But it's just kind of blown my top at this. I'm usually very animated about presenting stuff to people directly, and I kind of think that I would. I don't know if I'll change my mind. Right now, I just want to settle this on the inside and come to peace with it. So the woman on the first floor, off limits. Definitely not going to go there. If somebody's not good date material, somebody's not good friend material, somebody's not good neighbor material, I'll cut them out. I'm much better off with that. And sometimes I'll give you the advice. I'll say that the sweetest revenge you could have is by living a good life. I've got my job going on. I've got 1 week down. I got 5 more weeks to prove myself at my job. I don't need some crazy person out there slashing my tires based on who knows, and doing things to my car, because I need my car to get to work. So I think this is a good time to do things that are reasonable, but boy, it tests me. It's a strong measure of discipline to kind of take that. And putting a negative blog out there is not really my thing, but that's kind of where I am with Pillow Talk. And I don't even know why I entertained wanting to date that woman on the first floor. She seemed very nice, but I think it's just physical attraction, and I saw her today. She's a tall woman with a nice form. There's just nothing there. I don't even care if it's a supermodel. It's just, there you go. There's plenty of people I could date that are really much more high quality, and I have dated people that are better in the past, so kind of doing that. This is my Pillow Talk. It's a good area to vent, and the birds are talking, so I'm going to probably be back and do a moment of truth. I'm here at the car wash in Lowell, and sitting on the trunk lid, or trunk thing of my car, pretty much like the bumper trunk area. So I'll be back and let you guys know other stuff that's going on. So bye for now. This is Pillow Talk, and don't think all city people are bad, but there's a lot to deal with. All right, I'll be back.